Before we dive into this episode, I just want to let you know, if you want to get access to episodes before anybody else, head on over to patreon.com/concerts that made us. And as a bonus, you'll get access to videos of some of the episodes and a host of other benefits. We've also teamed up with Band Builder Academy to offer you 10% off their membership. Details of both can be found in the show notes below.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin.
Welcome to the podcast, Concerts That Made Us. Interviews and stories, tales from the bus. We love taking you back to when it all went down. The greatest live shows and the cheering crowd sound. It's concerts, concerts that made us, concertsthatmadeus.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Drew Elliott from Sevenstones, and you're listening to Concerts That Made Us.
What will it take to see you bring the worst out in me?
Drew, you're very welcome to Concerts That Made Us.
What's up, everybody?
I'm really looking forward to diving into the band now and diving into your music and getting some insights. So you guys released the album Hate Turns to Hate on the 21st of April. This album really takes no prisoners. Once it begins with Break, you know exactly what you're getting. You're going to get sucked in for some face-melting rock.
Hell yeah, I like that take on it, man. It's definitely it kicks you in the face, right from the beginning. And we feel like it continues through the whole album, with its ups and downs. But we worked really hard on this, and it's good to hear some feedback, man. It's cool even talking to you right now. So thank you.
Now, it's been a long time coming. What was your experience making it, and where did the influences for the album come from?
All over the place. For me, because we've gone through lineup changes. So it is definitely all over the place with the changing of band members, which I think a lot of people that have been in bands understand how that goes. Just, differences happen. But for me personally, I have a mainstay of influences, through the years of Alice in Chains being a huge one, Alter Bridge, Seether. And then on the heavier side, I guess it's more like Lamb of God. And, it's really changed our mindset, and then, and writing fully, because I've always had them in the back of my mind. And it wasn't until later, till I got heavier, like maybe doing harsh vocals and screaming a little bit. And then when Isaiah, our guitar player, joined, actually we had already had 3 of these songs recorded before he had joined. So when he joined, he added more of like a Limp Bizkit kind of style, that nu metal kind of sound that you guys hear on Flyer Fall or No Safe Bet. He's one that adds that little bouncy kind of groove in there. And he's something else, man. Then Rich is always laying it down. Rich is always he's one of the other original members, and he's always made it work. He didn't know anything about bass when we asked him to play bass, so he's kind of figured it out from there.
Right.
And the guy that recorded the drums was Adam Gann, our buddy, which he decided to leave the band, but he had a good influences. I think what he told me when he was recording drums for these latest tracks, where he was like, I wanted to be that arena rock sound of like 3 Days Grace. And I'm like, hell yeah.
You're not going to say no to that.
Oh, hell no, man. I mean, 3 Days Grace is another band. They were one of my first concerts too. So him saying that, I was like, okay, man, I trust you. I think you can get it done. And then our new drummer now, Kenny, God, he's a metalcore drummer at heart, and he's doing our songs justice, and I can't wait to actually write with him. So it's been a good God, man. It's a lot of influences kind of just accumulating into one, as I like to say, a clusterfuck. I hope I can say that on here.
You can indeed.
And it's only going to get, like, I think, crazier, maybe a little bit heavier, and then we might go softer from here on out. But this is what this album has entailed so far.
yeah, sounds good. You picked No Safe Bet and Hurt Turns into Hate to play on this episode. Tell us about those tracks in particular.
No Safe Bet was our, that was going to be our big push for a single. I guess because, it's easy, to listen to, but it still has a good groove and it's still rock, and I'm not yelling in people's ears as much. And I think, we don't want to, I don't mind it, but everybody else is like, I don't scream too much, but, but still keep it in there. And, cause that's still new to us. We haven't done that in the past. So, but No Safe Bet, it's catchy. You can move your head to it. And we like that a lot. And, Heart Turns into Hate just being the title track. God, man, I think that's actually my favorite, for sure. Now it's fun to play. And, everybody can relate to it if you pay attention to lyrics, whether it be a personal relationship that, with, a significant other, or, a friendship of, you're not having a good time and you're really sad, like they're bumming you out over, either a breakup or something. And then one day it just clicks and you're pissed off about it. Instead of being sad about it, you know what? You're like, I'm fucking mad. Like being sad about it. I'm mad about it now. And it's I think anybody that knows that feeling, they understand it completely. And I think that's why a lot of people can relate to that one for sure.
Yeah. And the album has been out for just under a month now. How has the reaction been so far?
So far, so good, man. It's been crazy. This is our first time, pushing an well, I keep saying album, but I guess technically it's an EP because it's only 7 songs. But with Pavement behind it and pushing it and releasing it through Sony and everything, so it's been very well received on our end. Of course, we always want more. As a whole, we always want more, but we're very happy with what they're doing and how much they've helped us out. And everybody's been really cool so far. We haven't heard I think we got asked another question about like okay, what have the negative comments been like? And I was waiting for that too. I haven't heard anybody like we had people when we first started out of recording things. I remember somebody put on our Facebook like it was like, "Oh yeah, you guys hit me up when you need a lead singer that knows what the fuck they're doing." I was like, "Oh wow, okay." And like I think that day I didn't have a good day, and I'd been drinking after that, and then I happened to see that, and it kind of pissed me off for a minute, and then I started thinking about it, and I was like, that dumb motherfucker doesn't even know I write the lyrics. Like he wouldn't be feeling these shoes at all.
Please tell me, since you were drunk, that you actually replied to him.
No, I kept it clean. I decided not to. Well, I could have. Well, not probably messed up anything. We were really small at that point, which we still are small. But at that point, it would have been minute and stupid to start shit over Facebook. I'm not that type. So, but I've heard other people saying, "I was like, well, it could be better." I was like, "Well, could be. I don't see your ass on stage fucking doing it, but yeah, it's fine." So I've been happy. We've been evolving, and I've been too. Which you should, especially in music, you have to. You don't want to stay still. Don't be stagnant. So, yeah, everything's been positive though. I'm going off on rants about random shit, right? But everything's been pretty positive so far. Unless you have something negative to say, and that's totally fine. I would love to hear it because now it's more like a constructive criticism type thing.
Yeah. No, I've absolutely nothing negative to say anyway. I absolutely love the record. It's great, especially when you're in the car. Well, I find that I usually listen to most of my music in the car these days, but it's just great to put it on and just cruise down the road.
Hell yeah. Don't get any speeding tickets. Hopefully it's not like that if you like hauling ass anyway. But if you do, it's okay too at the same time. Just don't get caught, right?
If I do, I'll send them your way.
Oh, shit. Like you gotta pay a ticket, man. Oh, for what? What the hell did I do?
Oh man. And let's dive back for a minute to October 23rd, 2016, when the band was founded. What were the circumstances that led to the band being started?
Well, it was me and our original guitar player, who's no longer in the band anymore, but we're still good friends. We've been friends since high school. I had finished college, and I'd come back home, and we just started hanging out again. And he was the one that was in a band, so I didn't start playing guitar really until college. It was just on acoustic, and of course, you do the whole college thing of going through heartbreak and being a whiny little bitch at times, like I supposed to. And I started writing. And so by the time I got back home, and he was a huge metalhead, so I was like, man, he's not gonna like this shit. Like I don't want. But he got me drunk enough to where I played a couple of songs. He was like, dude, this shit's really good. You like, let's jam around. Like okay. And so we hit up another buddy of ours from high school, Josh Kennedy, and we just started playing, and we were like, okay, we might be onto something, and at that point in time when I was writing, I was going to try to sell my music instead of being a band. It was never my thought of being a front man. It was, I can write music, maybe be in a band, play rhythm guitar, and have somebody else sing my words. And that's not how that happened. So they're like, no, man, you have a decent voice. Like you should do this shit. I'm like, okay, I think. And then we asked, Rich was a good friend of Josh's, and he was around at all our practices and writing stuff, and he was helping Josh with a lot of rhythm. He's like, go from here to here, do that kind of stuff. And we're like, well, if you're helping with drums, dude, you just pick up a bass. He was like, well, I don't know anything. And me and Abe were like, yeah, we'll teach you. We don't know shit about bass. We didn't teach him a damn thing. He's not happy about it, but but he's made it work, and he's been kicking ass, and it's me and him now that are the original members. But yeah, that's how it all started with just, well, Abraham, I kind of odd, never expected any of that shit, but good luck to him though. We're all still good friends, us, Josh, and I know they're no longer in the band, but they're still good friends, and everybody's got lives and different things going. But if it wasn't for them, of course we wouldn't be here. So it's nothing but love. Nothing but love.
Yeah. And at this stage, so we'll jump into your history when it comes to music. If you can you remember your earliest musical memory?
Earliest musical memory. Holy shit. I've never been asked that.
Right.
That's kind of odd. It's like usually first concert or like, but I think my early of really diving into music and like getting a hold of it. It was either I got the soundtrack to the Power Rangers movie,
Right.
in like the late '90s, and I remember, damn it, it was Red Hot Chili Peppers. I remember that the cover of Power, like shit, I can't remember the name of the song right now, but I just remember hearing that, and I remember playing it over and over. And I was like, holy shit, it didn't click with me then, like, hey, I wanted to do this. And then I think another memory of being a dork that I am, but I mean, everybody plays video games, I think it was on ATV Road Fury 2. I turned off all the other songs that were on there except two. No, three, actually. One was Them Bones by Alice in Chains.
Ah.
Two was Denial by Sevendust. And three was... Jerry was a race car driver by Primus, and then earlier than that, I think it just didn't click until later. Was my parents listening to dad more of like country back then, of like George Strait, and then mom was a lot of pop stuff. I remember Whitney Houston; those are the ones that stick out. And then later, I was a huge Green Day fan.
Really?
Like Max, it came out of nowhere in middle school. I just fell in love with Green Day. So after, like, I was trying to show my dad some songs by Green Day, and he was like, I don't know, that's not my thing. And then between him and my uncle, they got me more into like Van Halen and AC/DC and Zeppelin and stuff. They were like, okay, you can like the Green Day and shit, but like, listen to this. And so I guess that's where that kind of all started. I know that was a weird answer because I went through like a decade of where my music kind of just changed everywhere.
No, that's the type of answer I like. But I know there's some listener out there sitting there now saying he mentioned Power Rangers. I wonder which Power Ranger he wanted to be. So which one?
Oh man, I've always wanted to be the Red Ranger. Who didn't?
Yeah, yeah, true. It was either the black or the red one for me.
Yep. Those are the two options. There's the black or the red.
Yeah.
No offense against the Blue Ranger or anything like that. It was or the green, but it was either black or red. I don't know why. It just kind of everybody wanted to be that guy. Everybody wanted to be the leader.
Yeah, exactly. And during your teenage years, I know you spanned a decade there. But, during your teenage years, when you go to high school and all, I always find that you find your community through music almost, and you find what music really appeals to you. So what music were you being exposed to, and how do you think it molded you into the musician you are today?
Oh my God. It definitely did. I can answer this backwards right now. It definitely molded me into like where I am now of being more of a metalhead. So like I said, in middle school, I went through this weird punk rock thing, which nothing against it. I still love Green Day to this day. But when I got to high school, Abraham was actually one of the guys, that I started the band with. I met him my freshman year and Josh my freshman year of high school. And they kind of opened my mind a little bit more of getting me into like Slipknot and, which I'd already I'd heard of them. I didn't listen to a lot of them by then, but I'd always liked Korn, but I dove deeper into Korn. So it was like Slipknot, Korn, started getting into Killswitch Engage and Lamb of God. And it just kept getting like, that was just where the heaviness started. And then, God damn it, what was the name of the band? A really Southern band. I don't even know if you guys have ever heard of Maylene and the Sons of Disaster.
No, actually, that's a new one to me.
God, they were like Southern metal. And it was just so different. Like it was, it definitely, I went through a huge Maylene and the Sons of Disaster phase. You might want to look them up if you if you like that like Southern metal type sound, because they were really awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even heard Southern metal. I'm intrigued to hear what it sounds like.
Oh my God. If you listen to Tough as John Jacobs, that's the name of the song, you would be like, oh, okay. And you hear that Southern accent of, damn it, his name's Dallas. Damn, I can't remember his last name. But he used to be the lead singer for Under Oath back in the day.
Ah, right.
And he quit Under Oath and then joined Maylene and Sons of Disaster. I think that's how that went. I could be wrong. Nobody comment and hate on me for being a complete dumbass in the music world. I can't help it. It's been a couple of days since that.
Well, I know what I'll be doing for the evening, so diving into some Southern metal.
There we go.
And your local music scene, what is it like? Is there much opportunity for gigs, or do you have to travel further afield?
There are opportunities. Sorry, I'm drinking a beer and it's making me burp more than but there's good opportunities here. It's the genres are so wide. Chattanooga is a great place for music. There's a lot going on. And there's a lot of Americana. There's an underground metal scene that's actually pretty big. And we don't really fit that bill.
Right.
Because I mean, the hard rock genre, I mean, a lot of people are saying rock and roll's dead, So it's not dead to us at all. So it is weird, if you want bigger gigs for sure around here. We get lucky every now and then when a big band comes through and a promoter will hit us up like, hey, we need you guys to play a show, which has only happened like twice. But and 2 weeks ago we opened up for Buck Cherry because of that. So we get lucky in that sense because we've created a name for ourselves. But there's a lot of small venues around here that you can get into easily. All you got to do is get in touch with the right person, which it's not hard. There used to be a great place called Ziggy's on North Shore. It's sadly shut down. Actually, I think it's been about a year now, and that's where we played our first show. But there's plenty of little venues around here. Then, of course, the big ones it's a little bit harder to get into without being nobody.
Yeah, I see. And as a concert goer, then, what concerts would you say have made you?
Ooh, my first one for sure. Again, I was a freshman in high school, and of course I couldn't drive, so my mom and dad drove me and my buddy Don to a place called Club Fathom. I don't know if anybody gives a shit about the details that I'm telling you about where it is and all this fun jazz.
No, they do.
But it was Club Fathom, doesn't exist anymore, and it was some local guys that were really on their way. They were called Mighty Sideshow. They were awesome, and Sevendust was the headliner. And God, dude, it definitely that night definitely changed my mindset about a lot of things, like of possibly doing that. And again, I didn't do anything to further that for like another 5 years. It was just like, damn, that's fucking cool, And so my parents dropped us off, and I think they went to go see a movie or some shit, and they came back and picked us up. And I remember I got in the car. My mom kind of turned around and looked at me, and she was like, how was it? And I was like, it was fucking awesome. I didn't say that. She'd smack the taste out of my mouth. I was like, no, it was awesome. She's like, could you see yourself doing something like that? And I was like, yeah, that would be freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's odd to be sitting here now knowing that we've played, I couldn't even tell you how many shows we played now, but it's funny looking back at that and knowing that I had that thought, for a little while. It left for a little bit because I went to college to play football, and of course, you have bigger dreams. I'm too short to go into the actually get paid to play football. But yeah, I was more focused on that at the time. And of course, girls and partying and college, that's where that kind of goes. But I figured it out, I think. I found my way back to music as much as I needed to.
Exactly. You needed to have some life experience before you dove into it properly.
Exactly. And I think that's where a lot of people miss that. Especially country music nowadays. I don't know how much you listen to country music. I mean, I know it's concerts that made us. I guess it doesn't matter what genre.
No, not really. We have all genres on it. I wouldn't be the biggest fan of country now, but I'd, if it came on the radio, I wouldn't turn it over.
It depends. It depends on what it is. 'Cause newer country these days, there's only certain artists that, you know, actually make you feel what like because of people life experiences now. It's all about beer, back roads, like short shorts, a beautiful girl. And yes, I know a lot of people say that, but fucking eight people still buy it at the same time. But those people, a lot of the pop country artists don't write a lot of their stuff now because they don't have life experience,
Yeah, I've heard that. All right.
It's crazy, right? There's no feeling behind it. There's no emotion. You can't project out to the crowd that you're singing to, like, oh, I've been there whenever you came for money and didn't have to work for a living.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
shit. And I think that's where a lot of people miss that. And I know for a fact that the four guys that are in Sevenstones, we work for a fucking living. God damn, we work for a living. Hell, I was finishing up a back deck today before I actually got to come here. Thank you. Actually, I think this got me off work a little bit early too. Thankfully,
you're very welcome. So,
yeah, we could do this at 5 days a week, bro. If you want to. I'm kidding. I need the paycheck.
Hey, anytime you need an excuse, just give me a call.
Oh, dude, yeah. I got to make sure that you're not half asleep, or because 7:30 is not too late.
No.
It's not bad. That's what I was so confused though. Whenever my manager told me about it, he was like, "It's at 2:30," and I was like, "Why? How is it at 2:30?" And he was like, "He's from Ireland." I was like, "Oh, okie dokie then. That's a damn good reason for him to want to do this at 2:30."
Yeah. I don't think I'd work at like 3 a.m. for me or anything. I'd be here and I'd be like,
Fuck no. Definitely don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Especially to talk to my goofy ass. Like that is not fucking worth losing sleep over.
And when going to shows, then what makes a good show for you? What do you look for in a show?
Oh man, now being knowing the ins and outs of a lot of stuff, even at like bigger venues. That's not like me like boasting my like what the fuck we've done or anything like that. It's more of realizing what goes into what's going on. Just a good live show. I'll listen to any damn thing. Honestly, as long as the performance is good, people know what they're doing and people are having fun, they're interacting with the crowd. Energy is huge. I wasn't really into like jam bands for a while. I don't know what it was. I think it was me trying to be a metalhead in like high school that I didn't want to like, fuck that. I want to go to that. And then you appreciate the artistry of people standing on stage and just ripping it. And then you can feel it in the crowd, man. That means everything. If the people in the crowd are happy, you're doing your damn job.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that means a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, it's being a musician on stage, it's very selfish to a point of being like, all right, well, for me it's very selfish. Like, look, don't fuck up, play your shit, and then like make sure people are having a good time. Do the best you can, because if people don't like it, they don't like it. I understand. But if you're doing what you can and they still don't like it, then you can't change that. You're not gonna you can't make everybody happy. Not everybody's gonna like you at the end of the day. And so going to a show, that's stuff I look for. Don't beat yourself up over mistakes because that shit happens, man. Production quality, it's a speaker going out or like a fuse blowing, that kind of shit happens. And you can tell who people are whenever shit goes wrong for them, if they keep playing or not. And we've ran into a lot of those issues, like a lot of the bands, and we're not going to stop. So I look for that.
Yeah.
And just being real, you can feel when somebody's being real about if they're talking to the crowd. If they're being real with you and being personal, that means a lot.
Yeah, it
it's
does.
Supposed to be intimate. It's supposed to be an intimate thing, not a pantomime like, oh, this is a script I got to follow by and have no emotion behind it. And I hope it never gets to that point for us, because I'll smack myself in the fucking head.
Right. And your own shows then, for any listeners that haven't caught one of them, give them the full experience if you can. What are they like?
Oh my God, it smells. Oh, I'm kidding. We have a lot of energy and we like to have fun. So hopefully, God, we really want to play in different countries, and Ireland's definitely also on top, by the way. We like to drink and have a good time. We want everybody to have a good time. We just come out, we do our shit, and we want the crowd to be involved. and it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. At least I have fun, and most of the shows that we played have been really good. Of course, we've played those shows when there's only been like 2 or 3 people in the crowd, but everybody has that kind of shit. But it's an experience in itself, especially if you've listened to our music and you come out and you hear a song, like having people sing along with you means a lot too. But we come out and we get out there and have a fucking blast, and then afterwards we like to party with everybody. So please, if you're listening to this, come to a show. Come hang out with us. Smack my guitar player in the back of the head. He needs it.
Right. And you've opened for, as you mentioned, Buck Cherry. You've also opened for Yngwie Malmsteen and Blackstone Cherry. When you're sharing the stage with guys on that level, what do you learn?
How not to be a dumbass and waste time. That's kind of like where it's at. All 3 of those have been different experiences. I'm choosing my words wisely
Right
now. Buck Cherry, Blackstone Cherry, they were awesome. They were really cool guys. So it was just us and Blackstone Cherry when we played with them. And so that was a little bit more relaxed. They had their sound check, and then, we loaded in, we had our sound check. They were really sweet, really cool dudes. And we got out and played a great show. We had fun. They kill it per fucking usual. Buck Cherry, we had another band that was with us, 7 Year Witch. They're also really good if you've never heard them. If you like awesome rock and roll, and they're also like a bunch of skinny dudes with a bunch of fucking energy, and they're really cool. So if you haven't heard of them, check them out. But they played seconds, and then Buck Cherry came on. So it was a little more crunched on time. Like the sound check was a little more, iffy, but it was still a sound check at the end of the day. And then, to like keep your distance from like national touring acts too.
Really?
Yeah, just in case. You don't know how people are going to react. But Blackstone Cherry was cool. Buck Cherry, they were really sweet. Yngwie, I didn't meet him until at the end of our tour with him. From what I was, again, choosing my words, he's an introvert, is what we were told before we went on tour. Of course, you hear all these stories about him in the past, and the Pantera video about the donuts, which I still find funny. And we weren't allowed to be in there for sound check when he was doing it, and he had a very long sound check, and it kind of ran into ours. So sometimes we didn't get a sound check on the road, and that's annoying. So from that experience, we know if you're dealing with somebody of that profile, maybe not exactly where they are, because there's a lot of big people that do not act that way. But we have met one that does act that way, and we know what to expect now, and we know how we do not want to be if we ever make it to that kind of level. So that is saying that. Yngwie's crew, the band, all of them are really sweet people, very talented. We love them to death, and we wish them the best for sure. You too, Yngwie. At the end of the day, it's just, yeah, man. We learned a lot from that first one with him. Just, we're not going to do this shit to somebody else. Basically, it's kind of the way we handled it. But
yeah, it's funny. It's funny, I've spoke to quite a few bands now that have opened for Yngwie, and I'll put it this way. At the beginning of that question, they always say the same thing. I'm going to choose my words carefully.
I'm so happy that I'm not intoxicated, or I would have not chosen my words. I pissed him off personally. I pissed him off twice, and I thought we were going to get kicked off that tour. Honest to God, I thought I was going to get us kicked off that tour, and I was going to kick my own ass over it. And I'm glad it didn't happen. It was over small things, and he still doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know who the band is, which is totally fine. It just, yeah, choosing words, we learned what not to do. Or how to be. Let me rephrase it. We learned how not to be.
Right. And out of the gigs that you've played then, is there one that maybe sticks in your mind as the most perfect gig experience you've had?
Most perfect gig. Those don't exist. That's a fucking mythical creature. I'm trying to think. Shit, perfect. I don't know. The Blackstone Cherry Show. That was surreal. I think that was it was a local band opening for the biggest venue, with the exception of the arena that is here, of us being able to open up for a huge name like Blackstone Cherry, and getting off stage, and I'm not even being able to stand in the crowd because I wanted to watch Blackstone Cherry, and people coming up wanting pictures and shit. That was nuts to me. I was like, I'm from here. Like, like we literally could take pictures of you anytime if you come to our other shows. So that was, I wouldn't say it was perfect by no means, but nothing will ever be perfect for me. We can always get better for sure. But the experience itself, we had a good time. Actually, yeah, it wasn't perfect at all because my rig went out after like sound check went great. My fucking guitar went out.
Oh man.
I totally forgot about it. We could hear it on stage a little bit. It was cutting in and out. And I remember looking at my guitar player and I was like, I really hope it's coming out in the house. And apparently it wasn't. But we still had a great time. And then, always taking pictures of people and like signing things. It's like not everybody gets to do that type of shit, man. So we don't take it for granted. Like we don't go sit in the green room after a show. We don't go back on the bus. We fucking hang out with everybody. How big, how small, doesn't fucking matter to us. We're gonna be there. But I think that show was, I can't even say the P word. I can't even say perfect. But I think feeling wise, I think that was everything I could have imagined of how it is of being opening for a big band like that. And it happened to happen in our hometown.
Right. And to flip it around, not to get too negative now, but is there one that you would say was the worst experience you've had, and how did you deal with it?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. I know exactly what sticks in my fucking mind right now. We kind of this not the same thing. There was a local festival that used to happen around here, and it was called Valley Vibes. And was that our first year playing it? I think it was our first year playing it. Sorry, I asked myself a question and I answered it. Jesus Christ. I'm insane. I'm a nutball. So we started playing, and this was shit. I was sitting there trying to think. There was a single. So this is we had a different drummer at the time, and Abraham was still in the band. So this is old lineup that we've been through so many band members since then. But so we're playing this festival at like 3:30. It's hot as shit. And we're getting ready to play the latest single that we released, and it was me starting it out on guitar, which my guitar player at the time didn't know the leads on. So we kick into it, and my guitar rig goes out, and the power just went completely on what we were plugged into, and I think I was more like, I'm not mad at him now. Like I was just pissed off in the moment. The sound guy that was there, because he's like, we know the guy. It wasn't his fault that the power blew, but I was kind of fucking angry. I just remember it's like, I just told these people we're about to play this new single, and like a lot of people liked the song, and which there wasn't a shit ton of people there in front of our stage, but still, I want every show to act like we're playing fucking Wembley, type stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not a diva. Well, God damn it. Now I'm going to sound like a diva for saying I'm not a diva. But I was just irritated as shit. And we had to go to, and it was like, we only had 3 songs left, and they were all my leads that he didn't know how to play. So I literally just sat my guitar down, and I remember I looked at Scotty, our other manager, and I was like, grab me my bottle of Jameson. And I was just like, I'm fucking pissed, man. And he grabbed me that bottle of Jameson. I started drinking it, and we ended up doing like some really, what did we do? I think we did Omerta by Lamb of God, and we ended up doing In Waves by Trivium, which is something we joked around and did in practice, and then we did not play live shows at that point. So that was the worst one for me, because I did not take that well. I don't know what it was that day. I was just pissy, and it could have been better. It was so fucking hot, man. I think I'm a big guy. Like I was sweaty and pissy. Like this was supposed to go really well because people started walking away from the fucking overhang too, and I
Oh
was just
man.
like, oh, I was so fucking mad that the power went out. And so I went back to the stage later, and more bands played. Like the next band had no problem, and they had two more rigs hooked up to it. So this is like it. So being because I finished that bottle of Jameson that night, and I was, yeah. Let's just say that was rough. I'm choosing my words wisely. That was a rough one for me personally.
It sounds it. It sounds it. And we'll move on to when you guys are on tour then. What kind of antics do you guys get up to backstage and maybe back at the hotel? Any wild parties, or are you more like choir boys?
Oh God, man, nothing but choir boys. That's for damn sure. Like we don't get fucking wild, man, because like we're still young. Like we're not making. Sorry, we're a young band. Like I'm getting older compared to like my guitar player is like 26 or some shit, and we just go back and drink and have a good time. We don't do anything fucking crazy. We'll probably play beer pong or some shit. Like we'd like to have a good time. Like if people want to come back and party with us, that's fine. We have no problem with that at all. But there's no crazy antics. I wouldn't say. I think a lot of us are kind of dorks. Like if there's a console or a system of some sort, we'll play games. It's mainly drinking and and smoking greenery. I don't know if I can't. Can I say that?
You
Can
can
I?
say whatever you want.
Well, I just don't want it to be like it's illegal in some states. It's legal in some states here. I actually have no idea what the stance on marijuana is in Ireland now that I think about
It
it.
is illegal completely.
Damn it. I didn't say anything. We go to church. We read our Bibles. We do all that.
Ah,
Um,
I see.
we do not partake in any of the greenery. But it's really calm, man. If other bands get involved, like definitely like beer bong tournaments or something. Like we'll play drinking games and have a good time.
Hmm. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. And what is your pre-show and post-show ritual then? How do you psych yourself up, and then how do you wind down afterwards?
Mine is a little bit different just because of I still get stage fright pretty bad. It used to be so much worse in the beginning. They have a rule. The management and the rest of the band have a rule. They call it two beer Drew, which is actually a fucking lie because I need more than two beers than at that point. It's usually like three beers and like two shots.
Right.
And then, I do my vocal warm up, I'll smoke me a cigarette, and then we'll do like a band prayer, and then we'll hit the stage. That's kind of our as a group. I can't speak for the other guys. Usually everybody else is getting amped up in their own way or usually drinking. We're a drinking band for sure. And then afterwards it's more drinking, basically. That's all that happens afterwards. We just don't want to be too fucked up for the show. We want to put on a good show for everybody, but we want to have fun while we're doing it and have everybody else have fun. And then we like to party with everybody afterwards.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And one thing I find interesting is, say Saturday night you play the biggest show of your career yet, goes perfectly. You wake up Sunday morning, it's back to reality. You have the post-gig or the post-tour blues. How do you deal with it?
Oh my God. I do not deal with it well. Deal with it well, man. I can live on that high, especially tour. Like touring is a big thing for me. But after a show, if it's not on a tour, like say if it's a home show, like that Blackstone Cherry show, we played on a Thursday, then I wake up and I go back to work the next day and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like fucking A, like we had a great time. I even worked that day. I worked half a day and then did the Blackstone Cherry show. Actually, I did that with Cherry 2 weeks ago. I worked half a day and then had to go back to work the next day. But tour has been the worst. So you're gone for, a couple of weeks, gone for a month, you're gone for 3 weeks, whatever the hell it is. And you're playing shows, you get to hang out with people. People want to talk to you. People want to buy your merchandise. They want to take pictures with you. They want you to sign, their titties or some shit. And then I'm going back to work like a day later or something like that. And it's like, hey man, we need all this material. We got to get this in. I need you to cut this. I need this shit. I'm like, fucking A. Like, can we not? Nobody knows what the fuck just happened. Like the guys at work just don't get it. They don't, like, I want to do this shit for a living. I understand that I'm here, and I don't hate my job. It's just not what I want to do. You know, I like the guys I work with. I doubt they'll ever hear this, but big shout out to Mauricio, Hector, and Oscar. The guys are awesome. I love you guys, but I want to do music, damn it. And so, you know, coming back to like these guys, and they asked me how everything was, and like, that's cool. Let's get back to work now. Fuck. It's a different world, man. It's a different world. Hopefully we can actually get all of us paid a little bit to where we can actually do music for a living. That is the dream. That is the, don't have to be a shit ton. I'm not asking to be a rock star like Vince Neil or Motley Crue when they get, you know, $1 million contracts and then blow it on drugs or anything. You know, just something to make a living off of, to where we can tour 6 months out of the year. That's all I'm asking.
Not a whole lot to ask for. No, not really.
But it's also, that's a huge risk for a label to do that too. So I
Just
get
a
it.
bit.
But working for it.
Yeah. And how do you guys measure success when it comes to the band?
Holy shit. I don't even think we know the answer to that. I guess popularity. I mean, at this point, you know, it's still, we've played with, you know, decent sized bands that are still, you know, still not making money. So it's that can be like it can set you back a little bit if you think about it. Like, you're like, damn, like these guys are actually pretty big, you know, in the underground, and they're still kind of not making like a lot of money right now. But I guess exposure, playing different markets. I think it's cool as shit that I'm talking to you right now. I think we're doing really, like, this is success in a way.
Yeah.
And it's such a big way for me to be talking to somebody from a different country. So, I mean, I think we're succeeding, you know?
Yeah,
And,
yeah, definitely.
You know, I want more. Like I said, we all want more. I want to be able to do more. But I guess it would be popularity. And I hate it to be like a numbers game on social media, but even promoters look at that. How many followers you got on Spotify? How many followers you got on Facebook? That sucks. I mean, so I don't base success off of that, I guess, per se. I do and I don't. I just, you know, if we show up to to a different city we've never been in, people are wanting to hang out with us and talk to us afterwards, I guess that's success to me. You know, I want it to grow for sure, but I don't, that's a weird question to answer, man. I don't know what we'd base our success off of. Damn it, you've thrown some curveballs at me today, man.
They only get harder from now, I'm sorry to say.
Oh shit, I need another beer then.
And the next one, so in
All right.
30, 40 years' time, you're rocking the nursing home. You look back at your career. What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh my God, I hope I don't make it to a nursing home, but I'm kidding. In a way, I guess. I don't know. Like getting old scares the shit out of me. I hope I can afford actually a decent a decent old folks home at that point in time. I don't know. My girlfriend might kick me out. Well, she'll probably be my wife at some point before then. But anyway, shit. I don't know, man. Just having, damn, you are making these a lot harder. I haven't even thought about it. Like, everybody's such a small little blip in history, you know. I want my words. I want lyrics to live on. I've got, you know, I need to have at least one song that everybody's like, damn, that's the shit right there. You know, not, it doesn't have to be like Beatles level or anything like that, but just one song that like a good amount of people are going like, damn, like you know, I wish I could have wrote that type thing. I guess that's what I'm kind of leaning on. Lyrics are really big for me. Like I said earlier, they're supposed to have meaning. There's supposed to be emotion behind it. People are supposed to connect. It's not supposed to be about beer, back roads, or wet vaginas, or whatever the fuck everybody else fucking writes about, you know?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be real life experiences, and holy shit, we've been full of them here in Sevenstones, that's for sure. Now, if I could put them on paper and actually make something catchy out of it, would be great.
It'd help, all right.
It would help a little bit. It might not do shit, but I know I wrote it. That's why it makes me feel better about it.
Yeah, yeah. And before we dive into the last couple of questions, so what are your future plans? Any follow-up music, any big tours, gigs coming?
As of now, we're just doing this tour, which is actually huge for us to be doing a tour with Texas Hippie Coalition. So we're really pumped about that. Like we're getting to play in Texas with Texas Hippie Coalition starting out the tour, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a blast. We're going to New Orleans after that. That's going to be a huge party. And I don't know what everybody knows in Ireland. If you guys know about New Orleans being like a crazy ass party city, or if it's
we do.
Okay, because I'm a dumbass, man. I'd be like, oh, we're where right now? Like, oh, this is supposed to be a big deal. Yeah, what a jackass I am, and I am. But we're doing this tour. We're doing a battle of the bands in Sturgis, South Dakota, in the middle of the tour. So we have like 6 days off after we're playing Maryland, and then we have to drive to Sturgis, South Dakota. We're doing the Battle of the Bands, and then if we win that, I'm not sure. Like, I've heard we could open for, like, if you win that, you could open for ZZ Top at Sturgis, the actual bike rally back in August.
Holy crap!
Yeah, holy shit, we're right. So we don't know if that's gonna fucking happen, which we're gonna do what we do. For sure, in that Battle of the Bands, and like get at it, have a fucking blast doing it, and we don't know what would go from there. But then we finish out the tour, and then I think we have to kind of recuperate, and then we're probably going to talk to Pavement a little bit more about like what's been going on, how successful this has been, and if not, we need to work for a couple more months and then save up some money before we decide to go on a different tour or not. But we plan on touring more for sure. If as long as the tour's taken care of, we'll keep fucking playing. That's for damn sure. There's no crazy things, but I would love to be back in South Dakota in August, opening for ZZ Top if we win that Battle of the Bands. That is which still don't even know if that's actually a thing. That might just be like hearsay for all I'm really aware of. God damn it, I want that to be it. Hopefully. But either way, I want to win the fucking Battle of the Bands anyway. I'm too competitive. I want that to be ours. I don't give a shit if we're open up for Milli Vanilli. Like,
Still, that would make for an interesting gig.
We play our stuff live, by the way. That was a horrible fucking damn it, Milli Vanilli.
Oh man. I'm sure there's listeners now that are too young and are like, who the hell is Milli Vanilli?
Who the hell is Sevenstones? And who the fuck is Milli Vanilli? I'm glad you got a reference too, because I'm just weird with music. I grew up watching VH1 in late hours of the evening when I was supposed to not to, or supposed to not. Oh my God, can I even speak English? Fuck. But yeah, that's how I learned off that, was like behind the music and like crazy ass things.
Yeah, me too. And I suppose we'll dive into the last couple of questions. So these are a mix of very hard and very weird. So I'm looking forward to your answers. I thought you would. Right. If you could see any performer from history in concert for one night only, who would it be?
Fuck. Oh my God, there's so fucking many. I think, but I'm gonna go with what based off of right now.
Okay.
Of how I'm feeling right now, because there's a shit ton. But I want to see. Oh my God, I've started changing my mind already. Damn you. I think I would choose. It's a toss up between Pantera and Alice in Chains with Lane Staley. Those are my two. Fuck. I've seen Alice in Chains, like a couple of years ago with William Duvall. They're fucking amazing. So I want to see him with Lane, but I think I'd have to choose Pantera. I want to see Dimebag and Vinny play.
That makes sense. Very tough choice though, but yeah, makes sense.
And don't get me wrong, like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble's in there. Elvis would be somebody I want to see too. There's a lot. There's a lot that's going on my mind right now.
And the next one, so this is where the weirdness comes into. If you had to spend 24 hours locked in a room with any musician from history, who would it be?
Huh. It would not be G.G. Allen. I can tell you it would not be G.G. Allen.
Yeah, good call.
No offense. Rest in peace or whatever, G.G., but it would not be G.G. Allen. But fudge. Yeah, I'm trying to censor myself too at the same time. Yeah. Thanks, babe. Love you. I don't know if you heard her in the background. She said, "You're past that point." Like, yeah, you're right. Let's see. Past and present. Let's see. I've got to think of being. I don't know if I'm going for lyrics. Well, dude, I suck at guitar, so that's kind of a moot fucking point. Trying to think. You got me on like I don't know. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with my. God damn! I gotta keep burping like a motherfucker. I think I'm gonna choose Miles Kennedy from Alter Bridge. His writing is something else, man, and not to mention he shreds. God, he's so fucking good. And I actually got to watch him this past Sunday. Alter Bridge and Sevenstones were in town, and phenomenal show as always. But I would choose Miles.
Good one, a good one. Makes sense. And the final one, so this may just be the hardest one. What song would appear on the soundtrack to your life?
Oh, shit. Something I've written or anything?
It can be anything, something you've wrote or a song by someone else.
I definitely it's not gonna be a song that I fucking wrote. Damn it. Holy shit. A soundtrack to my life? Is this like near the beginning, the end, the middle? Like, hold on. I need some more details here. Or just in
Say there's a movie made of your life and it's a montage of your life, you know, and the soundtrack plays over it.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. What a fucking question. The first thing that comes to my mind, this could be a joke answer at the same time, but if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough, I think should be in there somewhere in that montage. Oh my God, I can't even think of the dude's name. I'm a fucking jackass. But I love him too. I can't even think of his name. Hold on. Let me think here. Damn it. I'm tapping the table. You definitely throw it. Yeah, you touche on saying this is the hardest question so far. This is a very hard question to answer. Yeah, Roger Allen Wade. Thank you. My girlfriend chiming in. Roger Allen Wade, if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough was the song I was thinking of. But let's see. It has to have a lot of cussing in it. That's me. I don't know. You know what? I think I am going to go with Roger Allen Wade. I think I'm going to go with if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. It's got to be Roger Allen Wade. I'm going to do that classic country like sounding song, like because I'm a jackass. I've done a lot of dumb shit in my, but it should be honestly. Hey, write that down, Tori. If I die before you do, you better be in my fucking shit.
Oh man, that's actually I think the best answer I've got to that question.
Yeah, I can't, dude. I do not take myself seriously, so it can't be some sweet, great fucking song. I think it's got to be. Yeah, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. And if people do not know that song, if you ever seen, I think it's the first Jackass movie with Roger.
Yep.
Like, John Wayne has it in there. Yeah, that is that song. That would be me, and it would be a short montage because. Yeah, fuck it.
Brilliant. Listen, Drew, this has been an absolute blast. I mean it, one of the funniest episodes I've done. Thanks a million.
Ah, dude, I've had the best time. Thank you so much, Concerts That Made Us.
Control of not just my life, but of my soul. I'm eating my words. choices and the cost. I'm drenched in regret with what hasn't happened yet. 'Cause I'm no safe bet. Daydreaming of a life once lost. Cripple my choices and the cost. I'm drenched in regret with what hasn't happened yet. 'Cause I'm no safe bet.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. And if you're interested in signing up to Band Builder Academy, use the link in the show notes below and enter the code CONCERTS and you'll receive 10% off. So, until next time, keep rocking.
Hey, what are you guys still doing here? The show's over. It's over. You can go home. Go on. We'll see you next time. We'll be here. Bye.